ByteDance has just released Trae Agent, a groundbreaking tool that's far beyond typical chatbots or coding assistants. This tool reads real tasks in plain language, takes full control of your system, and works as though it truly understands your intentions. It can comb through massive projects, make adjustments, run checks, and report results, all without a single click. Open source and running straight from your terminal, it feels less like a tool and more like an autonomous worker that needs no supervision. And the best part? It's available on GitHub for anyone to test, break, or build upon. The magic behind Trae's smooth workflow comes from an integrated set of features. First, its editing tool ensures the agent always knows how to navigate your project. It can open, create, and rewrite files without tripping over file paths or crashing in read-only folders, a common pitfall for older tools. Trae's editor stays organized and never loses its place. While it handles files, a built-in bash shell allows the agent to run commands just like any human developer would. It can compile code, install dependencies, or run test suites, displaying every line of output in real time so you can catch issues instantly. Trae's real edge shines when the job gets complex. A small reasoning engine breaks down the problem into manageable steps, sets up quick checks, and loops until the solution works. This allows Trae to perform the repetitive, methodical tasks that often take up most of a developer's afternoon. To accelerate this process, Trae builds its own map of the entire codebase. It connects classes, functions, and files like streets in a city grid, allowing it to jump straight to the relevant section instead of searching line by line. Whether it's tracking down a forgotten configuration flag or locating a 3-year-old helper function no one remembers, Trae gets straight to the heart of the issue. While Trae handles the heavy lifting, another lightweight model called Lakeview keeps you informed. Lakeview monitors every action and writes simple, plain English summaries of what's happening. No jargon, no walls of text. It makes it easy to follow along with progress, even if you haven't touched the project in months. Because Trae supports multiple AI providers, such as OpenAI's GPT-4, Anthropic's Claude family, and Google's Gemini Pro, you can pick the one that fits your budget or latency needs. Switching between models is as simple as adding a couple of flags to the command, meaning if one provider hits a rate cap, you can reroute the job without rewriting any code. Getting started with Trae is straightforward, no DevOps playbook required. Simply clone the repository, run a single setup command, and drop your API keys into a JSON file or environment variables. Default settings work for most tests, but everything is fully customizable through the command line. Need more creative suggestions for code? Increase the temperature setting. Want longer responses? Raise the token limit. Trae even explains where each setting comes from. Flags override config files, and config files beat environment variables. This ensures you always know which setting is active. For those who prefer an interactive approach, Trae also offers a back-and-forth chat mode. You can set a step limit, type in goals one at a time, and let the agent respond. You can pause, inspect its latest changes, ask questions, or even redirect its focus. This mode makes it feel less like scripting a tool and more like mentoring a lightning-fast junior developer. Although Trae Agent is still in its alpha phase, it has already topped a respected benchmark, SWE Bench Verified. This test involves recreating real bugs from public GitHub projects and having the agent fix them without human intervention. Trae passes this test because its reasoning engine forces it to make every plan explicit. It outlines the problem, tries a quick solution, checks whether the test passes, and only moves on once the goal is achieved. This method mirrors the habit seasoned engineers develop over years of practice. Trae just compresses it into seconds. In real-world situations, such as when dealing with a late-night production bug, Trae can do most of the work. Normally, you'd scroll through logs, track down the faulty commit, push a fix, and wait for the CI build. Trae automates this process. It reproduces the error, pinpoints the bad code, drafts a patch, runs the pipeline, and presents you with a finished pull request. All you have to do is review the diff and approve it. This efficiency leads to real savings in developer hours
and fewer headaches for on-call teams. ByteDance is not launching Trae Agent in isolation. The company has shifted its focus from consumer entertainment to productivity platforms. Trae is part of a larger initiative, a full AI-native development environment that powers a slick interface built on Visual Studio Code. This platform offers free access to models that competitors typically charge for, aiming to attract a large community by providing a generous entry point. Market analysts predict that global AI spending will quadruple between 2022 and 2027, making it a smart long-term play for ByteDance to target developers early. But the competition is fierce, with tools like GitHub Copilot and Cursor offering blazing speeds. Trae responds with transparency, offering logs of every prompt, response, and tool call, which security teams appreciate for auditing purposes. Researchers can use these logs to compare how different model versions tackle the same problem. Trainers can even use them as teaching material to guide students through real debugging journeys. Trae's configuration system clearly divides each AI provider's settings, listing model names, token budgets, and retry limits. A single file edit lets you switch from a smaller, cheaper model during the early exploration phase to a larger, more capable one when it's time to merge fixes. Lakeview can even run on a separate provider, allowing you to use Claude for summaries while GPT-4 handles the heavy lifting on code. Troubleshooting is simple. If Python reports missing imports, adding the project root to the Python path solves the issue. If the API key is wrong, the built-in showconfig command highlights the problem. Permission errors are resolved by running the shell under an account that owns the files in question. While these details may seem mundane, they help new users avoid giving up after a few failed attempts. Since Trae runs through a terminal, it integrates smoothly into cloud workstations or headless servers. This flexibility is crucial for global teams working across time zones. One engineer can start a refactor before signing off, while another can review the pull request in the morning. No bulky GUI required. ByteDance. Thanks Anthropic for its starter project that inspired some of Trae's internal tooling, underscoring the collaborative nature of the AI industry. Even direct competitors share techniques, knowing that open blueprints benefit everyone. Trae is released under an MIT license, allowing for commercial use and private forks without legal complications. Looking ahead, Trae's development roadmap includes support for additional language models, tighter integration with continuous delivery pipelines, and a stronger testing harness to ensure its own code stays rock solid. The team also hints at adopting a model context protocol, which would let Trae exchange context slices with other agents. If implemented, this could mean Trae working seamlessly with a documentation bot or security scanner, exchanging only the relevant information without the need to send entire codebases back and forth. Trae Agent's release demonstrates ByteDance's ambition to evolve beyond consumer entertainment. By providing developers with a clear, efficient, and trustworthy bridge between human intent and machine execution, Trae shows that the future of software development may well involve AI-driven partners. If you've ever struggled with a late-night bug or wished repetitive coding tasks could handle themselves, Trae Agent is definitely worth checking out. That wraps up our breakdown of ByteDance's new coding companion. Feel free to share your thoughts and hit subscribe for more deep dives. Thanks for watching.